Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to just do a quick comparison between the Friedman BEOD distortion and the Jackson Audio Asabi overdrive and distortion pedals. We'll also throw in the BYOC, which is Build Your Own Clone mouse, which is a copy of a Rat, and we'll be using just the standard Rat side. It's kind of more there just so because it's a third distortion pedal that I have, and kind of to show you, okay, if you know what a Rat sounds like, then you'll know how they compare to this one. Basically, what I've been looking for is I've been thinking about adding MIDI to my rig. I've thought about, going Helix or going, Axe Effects or, whatever. I've looked into those things, and I don't know, they just don't really appeal to me because it's like I already have a bunch of analog pedals that I know and I love using them. So I like the hybrid rig of using like the UA Dream or maybe the Tonexes in the future, who knows. And I just love, having that flexibility and then being able to use my real tube amp when I want. So it's kind of, I've kind of enjoyed this kind of hybrid rig where at home, most of the time I'm playing through, my Dream. And it used to be the ACS1, used to be other things before that. But I love just having pedals going in front. And but I do want to reduce the number of button presses. And so with things like, the Golden Boy, which has MIDI on the back, I was like, man, wouldn't it be nice to get a Morningstar MIDI controller and then it could turn this thing on and off and toggle the boost on and off, and that would be pretty sweet, right? But my distortion, the Jackson Audio or the Friedman BEOD doesn't have MIDI. So I looked at the Jackson Asabi and I said, ooh, it's got MIDI. It's distortion, right? What could we do with that? Let me see if it's any good. It's definitely different. So watch this video, see what you think, and I'll share some more thoughts at the end. But until then, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know which one you enjoyed the most. All right, signal chain today, we got the Squier Vintage Modified Jazzmaster for now, and we have a Curtis Novak wide range JM in the bridge. It is splittable, but I'm not going to split it. I think I'll grab the Tele for some single coil sounds if I'm not using the neck, which is a Modrotone 59 clone in this guitar. We have the BEOD, the Asabi, and the BYOC mouse down here on the iPhone pedal cam with the Crocs, so you don't see my toes. We're running into Cubase, or into my Behringer UMC 404 HD audio interface, running into Cubase Elements 13, recording at 48 kilohertz, 24-bit, and let's just go. Let's hear some stuff. And you have the gain cycle, so you could go. We're going to do a little single coil action. So we got the Partscaster Tele with Fender American Vintage 52s. We're still on the Dream. Let's see what kind of tones we can get up to with this. Sounds great with single coils and distortion, so I don't know. I like them both. So some thoughts. The BEOD is kind of like more like an EVH, and the Asabi is kind of like a JCM 800. I'm not saying that's what they sound like. I'm just saying, like, in comparison to each other, that's what it feels like. Like, one is very vintage inspired, clearly, and the other is extremely, like, modern sounding. So depending on the vibe that you're going for, one of those pedals might be better for you. I really think that the BEOD is great, and I think in isolation, I probably prefer it. But I have to say, I think in a band mix, some of the demos I've recorded, the BEOD can have kind of this, like, presence to it. Whereas the Asabi, I keep wanting to say Tosin Abasi, the Asabi is a little smoother, a little less chuggalicious, and the bass, there's just way more bass end in the BEOD, and the bass control is situated right in the perfect spot. Whereas I feel like on the Asabi, it's kind of in the muddy region, so when I try to boost it, it doesn't really go anywhere in a good way, I think. I think the controls, the EQ on the BEOD is super well done. It's just really easy to use. And the only complaint is that I just wish I want a BEOD with Asabi features, that would be cool. I don't know, maybe there could be a collab, pop, because this thing has the modules. You can pop in a rat into here, so you can get kind of the rat tone. The rat is clearly in a completely different class. It just doesn't sound anything like these pedals. From what I know, the Asabi is based on the Governor. There used to be a Jackson Audio pedal that had the same, it was basically the same as this, and then they updated it with all the MIDI stuff. So you can MIDI on and off this thing. And I didn't even get to the different clipping diode options on this thing, but the LED clipping here that we were listening to sounds pretty close to. I think is my favorite. I waffle between the different ones. That's what I find the Asabi. It's hard to get it as kind of razor tight as the BEOD. I don't know if razor tight's ever been used before. Just super, just right there. It's muscular. In my quest for the ultimate butt rock tone, I think that the BEOD might be the winner. I think if you aspire to more of I think it's more Creed and less Weezer. At first, I was like, I'll sell the BEOD if I like the Asabi, but I think I like them both for different things, and that's kind of the conundrum, is that they're so different that even though, yes, they're both distortion pedals with, a bazillion knobs, and they're compact size, that's kind of it. There's so many different tones in each of them, and I think that there's a lot of flexibility in both. I think the BEOD is capable of more sounds, but it can't do all of the sounds the Asabi can do, and the Asabi can definitely not do all the sounds that the BEOD can do. So they're kind of unique in that there are differences between them, and those differences make me want to use them for different purposes. So I think in my band, I enjoy having a little bit less of the kind of aggressive EVH Mesa Boogie kind of tightness. I guess not Mesa Boogie, rectifier boogie kind of tightness and kind of grind in the top end that the BEOD has. But on the other hand, it's kind of nice to complement Bradley's tone, which he uses an EVH 5150 Mark III 50-watt combo with something a little more vintagey. So that's why I like the Asabi, so that it's not the same sounds coming out of both guitars, or both of us. Thank you very much for watching. You've been wonderful. I've been Zachariah, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay fuzzy, my friends.